Shanghai is one of China's most exciting cities, full of vibrant energy and cutting-edge modernity, with a fascinating blend of history and futuristic architecture. However, to truly experience Shanghai without making major cultural or logistical mistakes, you need to know what not to do. In this video, we'll go over 11 crucial things to avoid when visiting Shanghai, from local customs to tourist traps that could cost you time or money. Stick around to learn the insider tips that will help you navigate Shanghai like a pro. Before we get started, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel so we can continue bringing you these essential travel insights. Don't tip. Tipping is a common practice in many parts of the world, especially as a gesture of appreciation for good service. But in Shanghai, tipping is not expected and can even be seen as awkward or unnecessary. Most establishments in China, including restaurants, hotels, and even taxis, include a service charge in their prices. Tipping can confuse or embarrass staff, as it's simply not part of the local culture. Instead of worrying about tips, focus on enjoying the service you're receiving and respecting the local practices. You can show gratitude in other ways, like learning how to say a simple thank you in Mandarin. Don't talk politics or sensitive topics. Shanghai is a global city, but it's important to be aware that certain topics can be controversial and best left undiscussed. Politics, especially regarding the Chinese government, Taiwan, Tibet, and Hong Kong, can quickly escalate into uncomfortable situations. Many locals prefer to avoid such topics altogether, as it can lead to tension. If you engage in casual conversation, steer clear of political discussions and focus instead on neutral topics like food, culture, or travel experiences. By doing this, you'll avoid any potential awkwardness and keep your interactions positive. Don't forget to bargain at markets. One of the most fun and exciting parts of visiting Shanghai is shopping in its bustling markets, like the Yuyuan Bazaar or the fake markets in the city center. However, prices are often inflated for tourists, so don't expect a fixed price like you might find in Western malls. Bargaining is part of the experience, and learning how to haggle can actually be a fun and rewarding activity. When you first approach a vendor, don't be afraid to offer half of what they're asking. It might feel uncomfortable at first, but once you get into the rhythm of it, you'll realize that bargaining is a cultural norm. Remember, don't settle for the first price you hear, haggle a little, and you'll likely get a better deal. Don't use Google or Facebook. China has its own unique internet ecosystem due to government regulations, and many popular Western websites and apps are blocked, including Google, Facebook, Instagram, and others. Trying to access these sites while in Shanghai will result in an error message. To stay connected, you'll need to set up apps that are popular and functional in China, such as WeChat for messaging and payments, Baidu for searches, and Didi for taxis. If you don't already have a VPN to bypass these restrictions, make sure to download apps that work in China before you go to avoid any connectivity issues during your trip. Don't take unofficial taxis. While Shanghai's official taxis are widely available, taking an unlicensed taxi is a major mistake that could end up costing you more money than you expect. Unofficial taxi drivers often overcharge tourists or take longer routes to rack up the fare. To avoid this, make sure to take taxis with a green light on the roof, signaling they are officially available. Always ask the driver to use the meter, or alternatively, use reliable ride-hailing apps like Didi, or take public transportation, which is both affordable and efficient. With so many options at your disposal, there's no need to risk an unpleasant taxi experience. Don't dress inappropriately at religious sites. Shanghai is home to several beautiful temples and religious sites, like the Jing'an Temple and Longhua Temple, that offer an insight into Chinese culture and history. When visiting these places, it's important to dress modestly, out of respect for local customs. Avoid wearing revealing clothing like tank tops, shorts, or skirts that are too short, as this can be seen as disrespectful. Most temples in Shanghai expect visitors to cover their shoulders and knees, and some will provide shawls or sarongs for those who forget to dress appropriately. It's always a good idea to plan ahead and bring a light scarf or shawl with you, just in case. Dressing respectfully ensures that you show thoughtfulness to the local customs and enhances your experience. Don't fall for tuk-tuk scams. While Shanghai doesn't have the traditional tuk-tuks you might find in places like Bangkok or Delhi, you might encounter unlicensed drivers offering cheap tours, especially in tourist-heavy areas. These drivers often try to lure you into taking a ride, promising an affordable tour of the city. What you might not realize is that these tours usually end at overpriced stores or jewelry shops where the driver gets a commission, and you get stuck in a tourist trap. To avoid this, stick to well-known modes of transportation, like public transport or official taxis. If you're looking for a guided tour, make sure to book with reputable companies. Don't assume all street food is safe. Shanghai is renowned for its street food, from delicious soup dumplings or xiaolongbao to skewers and baozi, which are steamed buns. However, it's important to be discerning when choosing where to eat. Look for food stalls that are popular with locals, as these are usually the best signs of quality and hygiene. If a food stall has a long line of people waiting, it's a good indicator that the food is fresh and safe. Be cautious with pre-cooked food that has been sitting out for too long, or raw items like salads, which may have been washed in unclean water. Also, drink bottled water rather than tap water, as it's safer. By being mindful of where and what you eat, you can avoid food-related illnesses that could ruin your trip. Don't disrespect the local customs of queuing. Like many parts of China, Shanghai has a strict but unspoken rule about queuing. People here take waiting their turn seriously, so skipping ahead in line is considered rude and disrespectful. Whether you're waiting for a taxi, at a bus stop, or at a metro station, always join the back of the line and wait your turn. Cutting ahead not only irritates locals, but also draws unwanted attention. Be patient and respectful, and you'll find that your interactions in Shanghai are more pleasant. Don't assume everyone speaks English. Shanghai is a cosmopolitan city with a mix of locals and international visitors, but it's a mistake to assume that everyone speaks English. While you may find English speakers in major tourist areas or large hotels, many locals, especially in smaller shops or outside popular tourist spots, may not speak English fluently. Having a few basic Chinese phrases in your toolkit can go a long way in making your trip smoother. Simple phrases like "hello" and "thank you" will help you navigate conversations. Using a translation app can also be helpful, but remember to approach language barriers with patience and a smile. Shanghai is one of the most exciting cities in the world, with its incredible food, rich culture, and diverse attractions that will leave you wanting to return for more. However, by following these simple tips, you can avoid the common mistakes that many tourists make, ensuring a smooth and enjoyable trip. From shopping at the markets to navigating local customs and transportation, these simple rules will help you experience Shanghai like a local. I hope you find this video helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more travel tips and advice. If you have your own tips or experiences from Shanghai, share them in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you.